Good evening, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Group J match. I believe we have a false start on Bazsle, but today we've got HUmanMustard and Bazsle going off against each other. For HUmanMustard, this is his chance to pull off a 6-0 victory. He could be the fourth of only four. Sorry, just a little discombobulated. How's everybody doing tonight? Today, we have HUmanMustard and Bazsle from Group J going at it. Human's going into this 4-0, and for Bazsle, this is his debut. Human's trying to get a perfect score, but Bazsle's going to see if he can play spoiler. Bazsle, I believe, is a newcomer to this, and, well, this should definitely be an interesting match. We're just waiting for both races to be set up. I believe we have a bit of a head start on Bazsle. So, folks, we're having a little bit of a technical issue with Bazsle. We're trying to get everything set up. Chaos, I think we actually may need a new seed. Since now HUmanMustard could have seen all this info, and it does run a risk for compromising the race. I think I can safely say this has not happened before in the SMB3 racing community. Folks, I sincerely apologize for this. This is not really supposed to happen. Chaos Sword, this I think is Bazsle's debut race, so I'm not sure he knows. Solace, he didn't give him a 5-second head start. We have an early gunner. So I think it's safe to say this seed is going to be re-rolled, because at this point Bazsle has too much Bazsle and Human could have too much knowledge of the seed ahead of time. I want to reiterate, what Bazsle is doing right now does not count. This is not an active seed. He has jumped the gun massively, so it is extremely likely we are going to be re-rolling this. This has never happened before, and this obviously is annoying quite a bit of us. Yeah, but Velm, right now, even if he did run this, even if Human did run the seed, Bazsle would have to pause for almost 8 minutes. You know, Silent Voice, that's not a bad question. I'm kind of starting to think that too, that this could be a disqualification. Although I don't imagine many of you would like to see that, since that's just kind of a like an anticlimax. Yes, Sailor J, this is not how we run our races. This is extremely embarrassing. Maidwalk, should I mark this as a forfeit and just we throw this seed out? Okay, I'm being told by Maywalk HUmanMustard is going to start, but we are unsure. And now Bazsle is I think Bazsle is forfeited. Folks, this has not happened before, not that I know of. And now HUmanMustard start, but I don't even know if this seed's gonna count, so just stay tuned, everybody. This is kind of an interesting situation. Yep, I'm being told we are officially getting a new seed, so this one is going to be thrown out. Again, we're sorry about that, folks. It's obviously never happened before. So give us a little time while we roll a new seed. Bazsle jumped the gun massively, and we couldn't get a hold of him for 10 minutes. So basically, the seed became unfeasible. That's correct, Salfon. That's correct. I hope so, Madwalk. I hope so. Commentating is hard enough as it is without making sure everything is in sync. So while we wait for everything to be fixed up, how's everyone doing today? Let's do it, Cartman. Bazsle jumped the gun massively. So basically, we had to throw out the entire seed because Bazsle and Human would have had too much advanced knowledge of how it went. It's an odd situation, Stewie Cartman. A very odd situation. It's midnight where you are, Test Show? Huh. And I believe we're back. We'll be getting started in 30 seconds or so. Key speed, you're going to have to wait till we get to one of the levels where I do my singing stuff. And here we go. We start with World 2. Let's hope for no more screw-ups, and let's see how it starts. As we start off with, I believe, a grass web with a boss bass looking for some munchies. People may need to pause for a few seconds to let HUmanMustard sync up, but let's see. Now we go into one of the forts. And Bazsle's picking up a star. And we have lost Bazsle's timer. Bazsle, I believe, taking a loss there. As HUmanMustard takes off Boom Boom. Time may be relative, already, but here it's pretty important. As Bazsle goes up against Boom Boom, let's see how he does. Oh, and HUmanMustard takes a cheap death. So now they're pretty much neck and neck in the same water level. HUmanMustard going for the hidden item. And Bazsle makes it through the stage first with HUmanMustard right behind him. In case I didn't say it before, with all the confusion, I'm Meowth of Team Rocket. And I'll be doing this one pretty much on my own. And Bazsle and HUmanMustard are really neck and neck. All it's going to take is one mistake to make this anyone's game. And HUmanMustard finishing off Boom Boom, I believe, 2 seconds before Bazsle. Not a lot of path divergence yet. Oh, but now we see Bazsle is deciding to go for the airship first, as HUmanMustard tries to get an item from the Boomerang Bros and gets a hammer. And since we're in World 2, we're going to be going up against the salty one, Morton. Let's see if Bowser has put him on a good diet today. 1, 2, 3. Quite a bit of salt for Morton. So he may want to watch his cholesterol level at this point. I like being transformed better. Please change me back. Cholesterol, high blood pressure, I go for whatever's funniest. As we get into World 5, Sky World. Bazsle going to immediately try for the clip. And now HUmanMustard's going for the same clip. It's going to be a race to see who can get that clip first. Thank you, Stewie Corman. The 7-1 clip. And Bazsle just deciding to. Oh! Just as Bazsle gives up, HUmanMustard nails it. And HUmanMustard gets past 7-1. And now we think going to 7F1 and going to 8F1, or as we know it, Fort Knox. And here is one of the few vanilla items in the game. You're always going to see a Tanuki suit here in order to ensure the prevention of a soft lock. Because this and I believe one other stage, I am not 100% sure which, but one other stage require you to fly to get to the exit. Joke was saying 6-5, thank you. And now Bazsle's getting into Fort Knox, and at the same time we see HUmanMustard's going to go for the pipes. Now we see HUmanMustard going into one of the forts as Bazsle is still going through Fort Knox. And HUmanMustard takes a hit from a thwomp. Nippies. As Bazsle takes out the Fort Knox Boom Boom. And now Human appears to be going after another set of Hammer Bros. Well, let's see what he's going to pilfer from them. A music box! Now I forgot to mention, in both of these seeds, there will be no end card games, so items are going to be a little more scarce than usual, so resource management is going to be a good priority. Bazsle using a little bit of a swag move. Another bit of a swag move to get past the Disco Waffles. And another one to get past the Thwomp. Oh, but Bazsle gets hit by a Thwomp and takes a llama bath. Oh. We see HUmanMustard going through another fort, having a little bit of difficulty. Bazsle making it past the lava pools and going after Boom Boom. Gotta go fast indeed, Coy Baker. And now Bazsle is in the same level as HUmanMustard. Again, the race is getting neck and neck. Oh, but Bazsle takes another cheap death. And Bazsle's going to go after the Hammer Bros now, and we all know what they've been guarding. A music box, as HUmanMustard completes the stage. And Bazsle deciding to use a P-Wing, same as HUmanMustard. I can't exactly fault them in this because it's definitely going to give them a layer of breathing room. HUmanMustard making very quick work of the World 2 stage. Bazsle having a little trouble with the winged Koopa as HUmanMustard goes into the next airship and will be fighting off against Roy. But let's see if he's indeed our boy. Let's see, that's a 1. That's a 2. And, ooh, Human gets hitboxed, and boy is definitely a bigger boy today. And Bazsle sees a cheap appear from nowhere. Is Doctor Who in the building? Listen to them, children of the night. What music they make. Bazsle playing cautious around that Koopa Troopa. Greetings, have fallen and I can't get up. And now humans must have entered the stage I like to call I'm going to escalator land. Fans of the Fairly Odd Parents. And Human getting a very nice clip. As Bazsle makes that out into the sand stage. Now we're in World 7, or as I call it, Pipe Dreams. HUmanMustard mercifully saying no boss bass. Apparently he's at the dentist's office. But now Bazsle's in the airship. And Human gets the 1-up. And it looks like Human's already found a way out as we enter one of my favorite stages. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the regular levels you're used to. The beta level, I've given it kind of a catchy jingle. As Bazsle takes out Roy. This is a pretty easy World 3 for everyone. Human just needs to get past the piranhas and he should be on his way to face off against the composer of chaos, Ludwig von Koopa. We see Bazsle in the escalator for it. Or escalator land as I call it. We got a glitched out bullet bill. I like to call it the Action 52 bullet. If anyone's played that game, they'll get the reference. See, and Ludwig came to compose today, and he's doing a full-length album. Not quite a concert, but definitely something we'd pay $29.99 for. Me change. Okay, apparently a king, a few words. And now we enter World 6. And immediately, Master's going to use a hammer suit. Not sure if that's... Well, let's see if this decision plays out for him. Now Bazsle's in the waterfall stage. Sorry, you're only going to get each song once. Bazsle swimming upwards and making it to the pipe. And Human going up against the boomerang balls with hammers. Kind of fitting. Oh, Val's saying the hammer suit came from the anchor. So as we know, in randomizers, anchors are wild cards. They could be nearly anything but a hammer or a warp whistle, which have been disabled. And now both of them are in airships! But let's see how powerful Lemmy is. Is he doing a three-ring circus? Or just your average everyday sideshow? One, the two, the three. Oh, he's putting on a rodeo today, folks. Hammer Brother in the castle! Thought you ought to know. Oh, it's a very special message for if you enter with a hammer suit. Did you hear the joke about the jump rope? Let's just skip it. Now we enter World 1. Yes, Mew Mew fan, this is Game 1. And Human in the 1-4-4, this is sort of a French vanilla. In 1-3-4, I should say. And HUmanMustard gets another clip. Bazsle getting a little bit lost. That could hurt him. But now he finds the right pathway. But HUmanMustard finding out that the fort he went to, not the right one, and now he's in a dreaded 7F2. Or as some people call it, Hades. DLP, this is still Game 1. The first one was thrown out. Yeah, because Bazsle started too early, and it took 10 minutes. It took 10 minutes for Bazsle to be told that he had jumped the gun. We had to throw the seed out and start fresh. It's a possibility, Jopo. It's a possibility. Now I believe HUmanMustard is in 1-2. Another French vanilla, sort of. I have always depended on the kindness of strangers. Now Bazsle's on 7F2, but this is the required for it. But can he do it in one try when a lot of others have struggled? This human goes into the coin ship and goes up against the boomerang bros, and what's he come out with? A star. High risk, little reward. And now humans into the World 1 airship, and Larry awaits. And Bazsle making it through the 7F2 lava bath pretty easily. But he still has Boom Boom to deal with. Oh, and Larry is definitely shrimpy today. A mini shrimp, the kind that you would see at a casino buffet. Yes, Mew in an hour and a half, well, an hour and 15, we've got 2 different matches and 2 different channels going on, including one on this one, as soon as this one ends. Mama always said life is like a box of hammers. And now we're at World 4. HUmanMustard going after a pair of Jumbo Hammer Bros? Jumbo Hammer Bros, I like that. Having a little trouble, but putting it away. Now, HUmanMustard's joined the Air Force. Let's just hope he doesn't hit an ejector seat. Bazsle making his way through 1-2 as HUmanMustard goes up against the Boom Boom. Oh, and Bazsle threads a bad needle. Now HUmanMustard going into another coin ship. I like to call them the good ship Lollipop. I heard that from someone else, and I think it's a really fun name. HUmanMustard taking quick work of the Boomerang Bros and getting a hammer for his efforts. Now we're talking. They are pretty funny, DW. They are pretty funny indeed. Now Bazsle's going after the coin ship, and we know that a star awaits him. As HUmanMustard goes into the Spike Fort, lovingly called because of all the pointies that make you want to become a human pincushion. Or in this case, should I say, a plumber pincushion? I thought it was funny. And Bazsle is in the World 1 airship, and he could end up managing to catch up to HUmanMustard. Never mind. As we see, Human just found the right foot right as I said that. So now he's going to be going up against Iggy, the nerd. Let's see how much of a nerd he is today. And he's a below average nerd. He's bulked up A wee bit, but not enough to make any major difference. As Bazsle beats up Larry and is heading to World 4, and we only have one world left, World 3. Ads by Google. By Google. Ads by Google. Would you like to buy a hammer suit and some spelling? Greetings. Do you know the way to San Jose? And now HUmanMustard's in another fort. When I think Homer Simpson would love this one. As Bazsle joins the Air Force. Ooh, and HUmanMustard using the double hammer strat to break the boulders. He's going to clear off a good percentage of the level. But doesn't quite find the way. Oh, he's going to use a Jugan Cloud to bypass yet another stage. And he finds the way out! It's a Jet World 3 for him! Or Jet World 7, whatever you call it! Now he just needs to have a few words with Wendy and we'll see how much fast food she had today. That's a, oh, Wendy only had a side salad! Must be watching away and probably wishing she had had at least a cheeseburger now. Seriously, olive oil, eat a cheeseburger. So Human's going to be going into World 8 at about 27 minutes, 28 or so. Hi, my brother, in the castle. Thought you ought to know. You know, before this run, I had never seen that message, and now I see it twice. Funny. And now let's play the game that everyone loves. Guess how many bridges? 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. How many bridges do you think it will take to get to Bowser? Well, we know it's not going to be 3 or 4 because we see 2 locks. And now Bazsle's going into Iggy's airship. Human just going through each and oh, and it's a one bridge Bowser. So which fort is it that's going to build the bridge? This. Oh no! Atlantis, and immediately HUmanMustard's like. Not happening in a million lifetimes. But here's the thing. Is that going to end up being required? Well, we'll see as Human goes into the ice fort. I believe this is 6F2. Correct me if I'm wrong. Twisted. As both Human and Bazsle take out Boom Booms in different forts. Now Human's going after yet another fort. I like to call this one the Fort of Doors. You said it, Stewie Cartman, not me. Thank you, Jopo. I was right. 6F2. It looks like Atlantis may not be required, as that was the bridge to get to Bazsle, and Human using a June cloud just for the sake of comedy. He tries for the first clip, doesn't quite get it. And Human getting the Everyman's clip. And Human getting the Mac and Cheese Bowser clip. And let's see if he can pull off a fire kill. Remember, 35 fireballs will send Bowser to the floor. And HUmanMustard takes him out, and get your GG's out for HUmanMustard. We should have an official time shortly for him. And HUmanMustard's official time is 32:20. And let's cheer on Bazsle. Let's give him a round of applause as he keeps trying. And Bazsle realizing he's in an ass, and just like HUmanMustard, just saying no. And Bazsle gets grabbed by a giant hand, and immediately is like no. Very funny, Haxa. And now Bazsle's finally on his way to meet up with Bowser, and he uses the anchor to get his hammer suit. Let's see if he can get a hammer kill. Bazsle making his way through the roto discs, getting the Everman's clip. And taking one shot at the mac and cheese and not even going for it. Oh! Bazsle gets dunked with a fireball lava combo. Oh, you hate to see it. That could have been an invisible fireball. Let's get some. We've got some shenanigans here. Let's see if Bazsle can have a little better luck this time. That was an invisible fire! What is going on with the invisible fireballs? I'd ask is Bowser cheating, but we know he probably is. And Bazsle can't even go for the Everman's clip because you need a bigger form to go for it. Bazsle getting hit with another fireball. And now Bazsle's going to finally get to have a talk with big ol' Greenie. And then really he gets hit by one of Bowser's fireballs. Yikes. Bazsle playing a nice game of keep away. And with that, get your GGs out for Bazsle. We'll see what his official time is. And his official time is going to be 38:37. With that, we're going to take about 5-10 minutes, get our next race set up. So everybody stay tuned. We've got another one coming right after this. So just hold on, everybody. on Batman. No, you are not. Actually, you don't tell me what I am in my life. Human Mustard, I see in a race time thing, it says that the next room is up. Could we possibly get the link? That's a good way to put it, Russell. Well, now I kind of want to try this Felix the Cat game. Okay, I believe we're almost ready to go, so just hang on, folks. We should be ready shortly. Looks like they both got the same seed. Music box, music note box, red shell, 1K, 4K, flower, mushroom. Okay, we're almost ready, folks. I see both races already, so we should be starting within seconds. And let's take our guesses for what word we're going to see first. Sandress is saying 7. Okay, 15-second countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hit it! And now. HUmanMustard, I am ready. And there we go. And Fred, we need to have a talk. For everyone who doesn't know, Fred is Fred Coughlin, the creator of the randomizer, and it's kind of a joke where anytime a level or a world is where it was in vanilla, we say, Fred! As both of them finish the first stage pretty quickly. Keeps be saying Boss Bass is my spirit animal. Well, I know what mine is. 3 guesses to everyone in chat, and the first 2 don't count. And now humans at the escalator for it, or as I call it, escalator land. And Bazsle's right behind him. And apparently the Hax is a fan of Family Guy, and Cupcake thinks it's an odd boy. It wasn't right the first time, I wanted to be right the first time! Ah! HUmanMustard and Bazsle are both getting to Boom Boom at the same time, but Bazsle has a fire kill which is going to close the gap a little bit and actually give him a few second lead. And now we see a grass road with Boss Bass looking to get some yummy yummies. Now Bazsle telling the Bass, "Hey, I want fried fish!" HUmanMustard clearing the world first, but Bazsle not too far behind him. And if I've been saying his name wrong, please someone in chat let me know. And I think we have a French vanilla situation here, and... oh! Bazsle loses his leaf, so he can't go for the hidden exit! It's gonna give Human a little bit of a lead. That better? That better, Zero Wing? And Human right now is 6'5", and Bazsle in the same situation. Maybe this isn't 6'5". If you haven't figured out, I'm still learning some of the levels. Well, this is 6'6", I believe. Yeah, I'm kind of done. And Human's the first one to get to Larry's airship. Apparently this isn't 6'6" either. Could someone let me know what stage this is, just for my own peace of mind? And Larry is, again, a mini shrimp. Meaty guy saying 6'9". Thank you. Oh, but Bazsle taking a fall from one of the boomerang bros. Oh. It's a Bulls Tragicon. Let's see if it plays off. It's a Bulls Tragicon. Let's see if it pays off for him. Love that movie. Any other dodgeball fans here? What's a chicken's favorite composer? Bach, Bach, Bach! Now we've got word 4, so any chance of a regular word order? Not happening. And Human gets an anchor. But what will the anchor give us today? Gave us a hammer suit earlier, but will it give the same? Human tried to take care of all the side stages pretty quickly. And now Human's entering what is so warmly referred to as Fort Knox. And immediately taking a death to, if I'm not mistaken, Yep, going into it with a Tanuki suit. Now Bazsle's taking the other foot as we go in the Navy, where you can be all you can be in the Navy, and you can sail the 7 seas. And this may be the correct foot. If it is, Bazsle could have a slight advantage. It is! So Bazsle has the lead! But will he use the lead to its fullest, or will he blow it? All we can do is wait and see. As he goes into, I believe, Iggy's airship. Can you feel the tension, ladies and gentlemen? Nice rhyme from MIDI Guy. I think I may stick with the village people. Oh. Let's see how much of a nerd Iggy is today. To 1, to 2, 3. Oh, Iggy's been beefing up. Oh, Iggy is a jumbo nerd today. 5-hitter. And he's going to finish just a few seconds before HUmanMustard, so this is still anyone's game. That line Cooper said he'd turn me into an Oscar Mayer winner. What did the mother buffalo say to her child? Bison! Hey, I didn't come up with some of these jokes. I wish I did, though, because some of them are pretty dang funny. Both of them going through World 1-2 as we've entered the next world. And again, it's neck and neck. And this, by the way, we just fought against Iggy. Now we're into his twin brother Lemmy's domain, World 6. And Bazsle and HUmanMustard taking quick work of the Jumbo Bros and getting a star each. Baxter, do you want to go into the adult corner? Oh, and Bazsle may be taking an intentional death, I am not sure. Or that could have just been an accident. A little bit of a path divergence as HUmanMustard goes into one of SpongeBob's favorite levels, the jellyfish fields. Oh, and Bazsle gets sniped at the end of a stage by a Buzzy Beetle! Oh, you hate to see it. And Bazsle deciding to go use the Tanuki suit to get past the stage. Oh, and I believe Human may have used a Jugum Cloud as he goes into the 6F2 fort, as I call it, Slippy Slidey Land. And Jovo confirming that Human did use a cloud. As we see HUmanMustard take out Boom Boom pretty quick. And HUmanMustard has unlocked the path to Lemmy. Bazsle using his fire powers to get through the level pretty easily, as Human puts Lemmy down for a nice long nap. Also, Old School is informing me that the anchors in this one will give us a green cloud. It's nice to know. Yes, looking at you, kid. God, I'm gassy. That was live, wasn't it? And Bazsle getting sniped by Boom Boom. So Bazsle having to do 6F2 over again. Oh, and Human taking a fall. And now Bazle's on his way to face Lemmy. A little bit of swag from Bazsle. And Human finding out that wasn't the correct foot to open the lock, so that could give Bazsle a chance to breathe. And Human picking up a hammer from the Piranha stage. And now Human's going up against the dreaded 7F2, where dreams and runs come to fall. And get your command emoticons out in chat, people. We've got a Wild Tanuki appearing. Command? Human making it out of 7F2 as Bazsle enters World 7 itself. Well, Kalis, the thing with 7F2 is, in the first section, there's so few pipes and so much lava that one errant jump and basically you're back at square one. And Bazsle finding out that's not the correct foot, and Bazsle uses a hammer as he goes into the beta waterfall stage. That could be a big move for Bazsle. Callus. Is that right, Callus? And now Bazsle has a significant lead as he uses his star to go past the Piranha stage. I should point out at this point, HUmanMustard is pretty much guaranteed to hit the bracket stages. But this is a chance for Bazsle to play spoiler and make it so he ends up with a record of 5-1. As Bazsle goes up against Ludwig von Beethoven and takes him out with the fireballs. Ludwig von Koopa! I don't know what's wrong with me today. Although Human does still have his hammer, so he could use that to even the score. I don't care what excuse you've got. Nothing's gonna stop me in the middle of this street. A lemon tree! And we see now Bazsle has entered World 3. Just as HUmanMustard reaches Ludwig. Bazsle trying to go for the clip, not entirely sure. Oh, and Bazsle gets the clip! And Bazsle seeing if he can find a way to the castle. Yeah, I know I went up at the end of that. It is neck and neck, people! This race is a nail biter! Thank you, Manolo Cab. And Bazsle finishes it up first, and HUmanMustard is right behind him. Oh, and Bazsle finds it, but realizes that there's a lock in front of it. And Human uses his hammer so he can bypass to the castle! Oh, he was saving the hammer! A very expert strategy, and now Bazle's stuck in Atlantis! Oh! And let's see how many, if Wendy had a Baconator today. Yeah, just a just a junior cheeseburger meal. I just bit my tongue. All it takes is one stage and things can shift in a jiff. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. He was looking kind of dumb with a finger and... Oh, here we go. As we enter World 5. Then we make it out of one of the beta stages. Very funny, Afterlife, cute. Oh, and Bazsle getting a mini Koopa to the head and taking a fall. As Human goes into the Air Force. Very funny, Sandras. Can we stop the DMCA call out? We see Bazsle heading into another fort. We still don't know if Atlantis is going to be required. And Bazsle takes out Boom Boom as HUmanMustard gets a hidden item. And what will it be this time? I think someone needs to tell Toad that we disabled the whistles, but Human gets a Jukum Cloud for his efforts. And Bazsle has broken the lock, and now he's on his way to face off against Wendy. And now I've got the YMCA song in my head. Oh, and Human using a couple of Jukum Clouds to do a little scurving. And just like that, Human has extended his lead. And we see Roy is a 1, a 2, a 3. Roy is definitely a bigger boy today, but not the biggest boy. Look, boss! The plane! The plane! Thank you, Tattoo. What do you call a belt made of watches? A waste of time. So we started the first seed with World 2, and we end the second seed with World 2. Bit of a bookends. This may be a Jet World 2. And now HUmanMustard's on his way to face off against Morton. We saw he was pretty extra salty earlier. Let's see if he's saltier today. See, that's a 1. The 2. The 3. Again, Morton's pretty salty. Bazsle's definitely been giving him a good amount of salt on his french fries. Oh, this is not the reason why I call this. Go out there with all you got and win one for the Kepper! What did the left eye say to the right eye? Between you and me, something smells. Now let's play our favorite game, How Many Bridges? 0 to 4, let's guess in chat how many bridges will be needed to get to Bowser. We see HUmanMustard going through the donut lava fort. I think a better name for it would be donuts and hot coffee fort. We see HUmanMustard going through the pipes trying to find a way to Grandma's house. And it's a one-bridge Bowser, but there's a lock as well. Guess you could call it 1.5 bridges. Call this, it's just a cute name. Oh! And HUmanMustard becomes a meal for Boss Bass. He finally got to eat. And Bazsle getting the fire kill on our boy Roy. HUmanMustard enters one of the stances and nearly gets gulped up again by Boss Bass. Apparently, Boss Bass lacks his condiments. You know, I could go for some saltwater taffy right now, Collis. HUmanMustard entering the spike for it. And Bazsle making it through the sand stage, just waiting for the Koopa shell to do its duty. Thank you, Acid Coven. Oh, that was a bridge, not a lock. Alright, folks, so it's a two-bridge one. And Bazsle takes out the Boom Boom and makes it through the fort. I just try to make it entertaining as well as informative. Though I know the focus is on the races, I just add a little bit of laughter. And Bazsle makes it to the level 7 the level 7 airship. And HUmanMustard has cleared the way to Bowser, but can he get the kill and finish off the run with 6 and 0? HUmanMustard going for the mac and cheese clip and not even trying. Oh, and HUmanMustard falling short on the lava bath. Oh, and HUmanMustard gets grabbed! And if I'm not mistaken, he's gonna take an intentional death. Yep. No hand that time, but him realizing he doesn't have any power-ups to work with, so he's just gonna have to go raw. Very good performance by both runners today. And Bazsle becomes food for a boss bass. Cupcake, that's not really funny. That's kind of gross. And now HUmanMustard getting a little help with a mushroom and a fire suit, and loses a fire suit. And loses a bit of protection. But now it's just him and Bowser. And with that, get your GGs out for HUmanMustard as he goes 6-0. Let's give a shout out to Bazsle. And let's see what HUmanMustard's official time is. 34:17. So let's see if we can get HUmanMustard in for a few words. Just waiting to see if HUmanMustard's going to accept our invitation. And HUmanMustard is saying he has to run, so we're not going to get an interview from him, but let's chew on Bazsle, see if we can get something from him. Bazsle giving us a very nice run. And Bazsle has made the way to Bowser, but he gets grabbed by the hands. And we're not sure if he's going to take an intentional... Yes, he is. He's going to go for an intention... Maybe not. Can't get a read on this guy. And Bazsle using the stars to power through the piranhas. Including the hand stage. So now it's just him and Bowser. And now Bazsle is going to use a hammer suit and a star to try to add a little flair to his finish. Bazsle getting the everyman's clip even after losing the hammer suit. Bazsle gives the mac and cheese a try and ends up with an empty bowl. And making his way to the final room, and now it's just Bazsle and Bowser. Cute, Jopo. Bazsle just taking advantage of the fact that Bowser has nothing below the waist. And one more hit should do it. And with that, get your GGs out for Bazsle. And let's see what his official time is going to be. And Bazsle's going to finish with a time of 38:46. Let's see if we can get him in for a few words. Okay, we've extended him an invitation. Let's see if he accepts. We'll give Bazsle about, I'd say 5 more minutes, and then we're going to call it in the stream because we've got another one coming up soon. And I'd like to remind everyone that in a few minutes we're going to have 2 different races starting on 2 different speed channels. We've got one on this baby channel, one in SpeedGaming channel 5. You never know, Jopo. Some of them may want to interview. We'll give it till about 7:25, then we'll call it in. Actually, at this point, I think it may be safe to say that we're not going to get a win with Bazsle either. So, what's left to say? But we hope you enjoyed this race. Stick around. We've got another one coming up. For everyone from the SMB3R community, for our racers, for our admins, for the technical crew. This is Meowth of Team Rocket saying simply, we'll see you next time at the Mushroom Kingdom. Take care, everybody!